Hello, everyone. Floyd Zuber here to talk about the reading list that Nick Freitas, Republican delegate from Virginia's 30th District, put together to impress everyone with his reading skills. Nick posted a list of books he implies having read and now suggests as reading material. But after considering his so-called academic credentials, I can only wonder how he managed to get through the physical act of reading, never mind understanding the content. The curriculum from Henley Putnam Vocational School for Spies just doesn't lend itself to that kind of reading, especially for online classes. My best guess is that the list was provided to make him look much smarter than he can be. It's not easy trying to transform someone to be intellectual with a Dick and Jane comprehension level. The first book on his list is the Bible. I suppose it was mandatory that he mention it to attract Christians and convince them of his zealotry and goodness. Beyond that, have any Christians taken him to task on his lifestyle and asked if he really understands and follows the Bible? Just saying that you do doesn't make it so. For all that I hear from Christians espousing a loving God, what would Nick say about Psalm 137:9? Next on his list is The Law, written in 1850 by Frédéric Bastiat, a self-styled French Revolution philosopher. It's not even a book that has a continuous flow and logical progression. It's simply a collection of Bastiat's pamphlets that were slapped together without any cohesion. Although the total number of pages is 53, probably just on the margin of Nick's attention span and comprehension, Bastiat does an abysmal job of defining his terms and connecting thoughts. It's easy enough to see how someone as impressionable as Nick could become radicalized. If there are any literati from the Henley Putnam Vocational School for Spies, Nick isn't one of them. Why couldn't he find an American philosopher? In a previous video, I mentioned the lack of availability for a rounded education from Nick's curriculum at Spy School. You don't have to take my word for it, but Thomas Sowell's Basic Economics, A Citizen's Guide to the Economy, is a mere 48 pages. Small enough for Nick to get through. No bibliography, not in the current mainstream of economics, no mention of economic models or modeling, nothing to indicate any kind of research. That lack of research part fits Nick very well. Economics in One Lesson by Henry Hazlitt, published in 1946, is another book from years gone by. The only thing relevant in the text is Hazlitt's comment. Those who are interested in specific problems are advised to read current, realistic discussions of them with statistical documentation. And 75 years later, that makes sense. There's been so much that's progressed in the field of economics since then that Nick should be reading someone like Joe Stiglitz. Nick seems to want to go back to the way back when where he never was. Liberty and Tyranny by Mark Levin, published in 2009, and sounds as if it could have been ghost-written by Alex Jones. There are several books on Nick's reading list, but the authors are pretty much dead, getting there soon, or refugees from InfoWars. I know one book that Nick should manage to get through very easily. Keep watch for more videos, especially those analyzing Nick's own words and statements.